let's watch this.
That's
Let's see
awesome.
what police officers and corrections officers actually do. So.
Pretty awesome. Wow.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you guys are excited.
Yeah.
At least maybe we'll have 2 viewers.
We're always excited about new programming for the creative programming.
I just had this vision in my head of once the guy gets out of the interrogation, he's cleared of all charges, but he gets out of there and they hand him his FCC fine.
Yeah. It'll be on him too, won't it?
Yeah, we'll try not to be questioning Howard Stern.
Now, are you a member of URTV?
I am. I am a member of URTV, and that's something I think it's a wonderful program here, and it's my understanding it took a long time, but it's here now, and I would certainly tell the public, get involved, because this is, I mean, like this group here, it's a great, wonderful organization, and a very inexpensive membership that does great things for the community.
And if
Jimi
I can
Hendrix.
I'm running for the board member position and represent members.
Have you got your 10 names now?
I've got one more name. I'm going to come post another piece of paper out here.
You didn't bring your thing with you.
I didn't bring it today.
You probably could have gotten it today.
Why do you have to post? See, I'm a member. I'm here. See that?
I have a sheet.
That's
I didn't
the
bring my
cop
sheet.
coming out of him, right?
I didn't bring my sign-in sheet, but I could make one up too and get more signatures.
When do people vote?
My cousin's
Anytime they want. That's why if I put it up here, then people can sign in as they come through. I've been personally meeting people and having them sign up. And then probably by Monday I'll submit all the official stuff, but I'll be on the ballot, and I'd be more than happy to represent the members here. I'm all for public access and TV.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm just getting used to a new sound.
So are you prepared to be a celebrity?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, you can't go to we can say it, right?
Another
Walmart.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to go to Walmart and people know you?
Well, like
I
I said, actually, in the last couple of years, I've done a lot of community outreach programs, so I do get recognized, which can be good or bad, depending who's recognizing me.
Okay, let me see what time it is. I might have to.
I mentioned this yesterday, but a couple days ago, for the first time, I had somebody in Ingalls a stranger recognize me from TV.
You parked in front of me the other day, but you were putting stuff in the car and it was raining pretty hard, so I wasn't going to stick around and get soaked. So I saw you. You were right in front of my car.
Okay.
But I know you.
I've seen you around too, so.
And he said a stranger, so that wouldn't apply.
Paul McCartney fan.
See? Well, yeah, I was an extra in a couple of movies there. Yeah.
So the detectives that's going to be doing the interrogation, are they going to be incognito?
Well,
how are we going to do that?
One detective that I know, he's actually an individual that he does. This is what he does, and so
interrogation. So he's not a street level officer.
Correct. So
he's not going to be giving up his identity.
Right. So there's nothing that is going to expose him. We actually. How it's structured and how it's set up, no one that does the interrogations would actually be out on the street undercover, and which we do have undercover officers, and so that's something that we take great lengths of protecting, them with something like that. We would never want to show them, obviously, that wouldn't make good police sense.
Right.
So.
Well, that's. I'm glad we're able to do a live feed from Department of Corrections.
Like I said,
that's amazing.
Very excited. It's been done, as far as I know, about 5 larger cities. It was done in Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Chicago, and then Tampa. And so this is the first time in a smaller area that we've been able to do it. But like I said, thankfully with the grant from the state, that's helped our cause, and it seems like as membership here gets more and more, maybe we can do, if it's successful, if people like it, certainly I'd like to bring it to the people.
Cool.
So.
How was it received out in those areas? How did
they said the public loved it, and so it's something. Tampa, in fact, it's been going on for nearly 2.5 years, and they actually now do it. It's a bi-weekly, so I guess every 2 weeks, and they'll do programs, and it won't be just that. They'll do different things. Sometimes it's actually the process of booking inmates in. They have one that they said they got a kick out of. It's what would normally be considered like the drunk tank, where offenders that have come in for, like in California, they're called 502s or DUIs or DWIs, and they'll actually have the live feed into the sale, and sometimes you get 25 to 30 people that you can actually observe. And if anything, it's just interesting to see what sometimes sort of just the foolish behavior.
Well, I can definitely see the potential entertainment value with that.
So, so who knows? Maybe if we go along, you'll be seeing the Buncombe County.
So we could almost actually see a major break in a criminal development
live
on it live right there, break open. Something could break
brand
open.
new live.
Somebody confesses to something. Right.
Yeah, and like I said, it'll depend. We don't know who it'll be or what it'll be. It's just something depending as the week comes up, whatever happens to be in. This is the case that's up. Boom, that's what'll happen. So it's it's spontaneous.
Has it been a deterrent in any of these 5 places?
Well, actually, some feedback has been people who've sort of liked it for the notoriety. Yeah, the notoriety. Even though you would think, as a general citizen, like, oh boy, that'd be just terrible. I've heard, in fact, in LA, that people, almost eat it up. They want to be on it. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bad thing that way, but it makes for good TV. I think, especially a public broadcast.
And then park in that line, and then walk. And then it's in the Laurel building, straight back.
How we doing?
That'd be the easiest to park, though.
Doug, John, I've got to run.
We're
I just want to come back. I'd love to chat with you more because I can tell you some stories on this. Dr. Dick, that's it.
Have you got to run right this minute?
Well, I've got maybe about 1 or 2 minutes.
All right.
That's all I need.
All right.
All right. Have a great weekend.
All right.
I look forward to the show. Okay?
Great, thank you.
All right. Well, okay.
Hey, will you ever have call-in interrogation? Like you can say, people call in and ask me ask the question that you'd like us to ask.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the person who's being
like my bicycle was stolen off my back porch last week, and I think you've got the guy who did it.
Well,
that'd be pretty interesting because people would call it all different questions, and some of them, just to try out, but it would involve the public even more in that live element.
There is a tip line, and I can give that. That's tips at abcrimestoppers.org, and Captain Mike Davis, he's the law enforcement coordinator with the Asheville Buncombe Crime Stoppers program.
Right.
So if you did, you just use your internet. But something like that, I don't know. Police investigation, one of the things, there's certain techniques, and we don't want to make mockery. It's not like idle investigation. Vote if you want him to.
If you want,
if you want him.
What do you think about this guy?
Exactly. But who knows? Once again, public broadcast.
Once the public access gets a hold of it, they're going to want to contact you.
There you go.
They're going to ask so, and they're going to say, "Does he have my?"
I'm gonna sit it down by the side, I guess. Okay. Here's what I was hoping that Dr. Dick would stick around for. I was trying to get a quorum, but I feel like everybody's pretty much had a chance to go around the table now and stuff. And I had decided that as soon as I felt that I had a quorum, and it was going to have to be at least 6, and I've got at least 6 here now, and I wanted to. Do this in all the officialness of the Mad Scientist Tea Party. But the Mad Scientist Tea Party is a very official event, and we've introduced certain things like the officialness of the scientifically proven fact. Like our scientifically proven fact for the week is that things are a lot more like they are now than they ever have been. But and we had another one. As long as the other one is that as long as there's something moving on the screen and noise coming out of the box, people will sit and watch it. Scientifically proven fact. But in all the officialness of the Mad Scientist Tea Party, I want to get around to some more serious matters now, and I want to evoke the spirit of the Boston Tea Party, and in the officialness of it all, I want to, at this time, I want to make a motion for the impeachment of the Vice President and the President of the United States at this time. And see if I can
Flaps coming down the hallway.
and see if I can get a
Around the
second.
city.
And see if I can get a second on that. Is there anybody who's willing to second the motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a second on the motion, and I would like to put this to a vote at this time. Vote of hands. Aye if you're in favor. No if you're not. Aye. Those in favor. Aye. Those opposed.
Discussion. Open for discussion.
Oh,
Before you vote, you gotta.
I put my vote up for sale. No, seriously, there's a reason why I don't think the Democrats are ever going to do that.
Well, it's not a matter of Democrats, it's a matter of the American public.
well, that's why I'm doing it.
Well, I know, but I mean, the
Because
reason
the
why
Democrats
I don't
aren't
think they're
doing
ever
it.
going to do it is because they want to get elected in 2008. And to be quite honestly, the number of mistakes the Bush administration has made, probably the calculation is by leaving Bush in place, it can only help them in 2008. That's why I don't think.
Okay. Well, what was
based
the-
on
do it.
fact, though, I think that the premises for impeachment is misrepresentation.
what was
And
the
if you elected someone in office and you felt like they were not carrying out your wishes, that you have the right to remove them by the process of impeachment.
Mhm.
And
well,
it's the people
I'm
of
removing them.
American- Yeah.
I'm removing them. Okay. What was the
I'll
count?
vote for impeachment. In reality, I wouldn't do it.
What was the count on the vote? You counted. You voted no. Who voted
Looks
Two.
like it was
Me,
3-2, I
three,
think.
yeah.
3-2?
Right. So your motion held.
That's not that. That
Or do
wasn't.
you want?
As a split decision.
That wasn't enough to satisfy
So I'm
me.
just saying. I'm just saying this on
So
the show. I'll vote.
take a
yay,
second
but
vote,
in
maybe,
reality, I'll
his
vote
vote's for
nay.
sale.
Well, go ahead.
The thing is, I withheld my
Certainly
vote
opens
just
up conversation, doesn't it?
because I wanted to be conditional as to why I don't think impeachment is going to happen. I wanted to point out that I don't think the
Because
Congress
you
is-
didn't vote. That's why I didn't.
I voted. I actually have voted in every election I've been available to vote in since I've been 18.
No, you didn't vote in.
I didn't vote in this.
Yeah.
No, but
The
you know, you're right.
official impeachment is the one you didn't vote in.
You know, if there was actually an
That was
official
from-
impeachment,
No, there's, I feel like there's an
you know, that would be
on
something to consider.
That's not from me.
Well,
though.
there is. You can
There's an
contact
and,
your representatives and make it move.
I'm in good jail.
Like I say, I don't think they're going to do it though, because you know, cynical
That's
calculations.
okay, as long
I
as
think.
you're voicing your
Evidence.
opinion.
You
If
just
someone's
kill
not
them,
going to do it or anything you've done is
Too much good.
you know, I mean, but if you feel like you've been misrepresented, you do have the option is there to voice your opinion and express yourself, saying, listen, I don't care, you know, I don't know what's going to happen or whether it will happen or whatever, but as far as you, if anyone's unhappy with the performance, they do have the right to voice their opinion and contact their congressman and say, I think, you know, this is not right, or
I tend to be known to be a little bit cynical. I am of the opinion that if you're being represented by a politician, you're going to be misrepresented. I'm a firm believer in the lesser of two evil politics. Whoever is going to screw things up the least is the person I think you should
Well,
vote for. And
yeah.
you know, it is maybe it's a little bit cynical, but that's the way I
You
look
gotta
at
be
it.
careful of that because, you know, there are a lot of problems in our system,
Mhm.
but our right to vote and our right to change
I
our representatives.
absolutely believe in it.
And no, it happens. Do not talk about this subject anymore. Tell us bullshit.
What is so funny?
We have absentee ballots from the front office. Yes. Unfortunately, they were not present for the vote. Although I invited them to be present for the vote, they did not come to the Tea Party. And if they, I'm afraid that absentee ballots, you know, as much as I would like the absentee ballots to count for the thing, you know, no tea, no vote.
No tea, no vote.
Yeah.
I mean, I wholeheartedly
Tea
encourage
Party
people
was all
to
about.
participate in democratic process.
This is a tea party. This is an official event. Okay, this is the Mad Scientists Tea Party. Thank you.
Last election day, I was actually somehow I ended up the chief judge for my precinct on election day. I had the key to the voting machine.
Oh,
How scary is that?
Oh, that is scary. I can tell you
But-
things that's scarier though, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
But and I absolutely loved participating, and I loved doing it. It was probably the single most stressful day of my life because I had never worked an election before, and somehow, like, the people who were experienced judges didn't want the job, and I walked in there, just kind of volunteered, and they said, "Great, we need a chief judge," and there I am.
Straight to the front of the line, huh?
Straight to the front of the line, and I did it because.
You know what it is? The old guys who have really been in the business a long time and they've been rigging politics for years and stuff like that. It's like it's okay. Here is like the dumbest, youngest guy who knows nothing about how we work this stuff. He's going to be the judge. We're in on this. You know, we got people who've been dead 30 years voting in this election. You know,
You'll be the honest.
The funny thing is, well, actually, everybody who worked it said I did an absolutely amazing job for having had no experience.
well, I'm sure, right? I'm sure you did because you're a quick study. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
At one point, I was talking on one cell phone, had another cell phone ringing, and had 6 people in line that wanted to know why they weren't on the books.
Right. And why weren't they on the books?
There were a number of people that I got to send one precinct one direction or another. Those were the easy ones. There were a few people that I never did manage to figure out why.
Why they weren't
Wow.
on the books?
Yeah.
So did they just move into the precinct, or?
I have a video on that if you'd like to see why they were not on the books.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can have a variety of opinions, and I don't know in that particular instance.
Which teapot's the emptiest? The largest one?
Let's see.
Which has the least? See, I'm going to say let's empty. Can we empty out the least full one?
Give me the. I'll take another cup.
Okay.
So, fill your mom up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Your mom first.
refills around, and I'm gonna top off another
Load up
teapot.
on.
You have an extra cup?
Brownies?
Oh, and I'm sorry, in the box over there.
Oh, this one.
Okay. Okay. Or is that on top of another box?
Are you going to refresh
Well,
the tea?
that
Or should I just
will
pour it in?
The big one will work if you like. Put it in his, huh? Oh, I'm gonna refresh this. Yeah.
Okay.
Wash it out.
Yeah. I turned this on to heat back.
Wait,
I'm gonna go
what
away.
teas? What teas were these? I can't.
This is the rock tea.
Okay.
And that's
yeah.
the China Black.
Cool.
And I think I'm just going to put the rest of the China Black in with the rock and.
Man, trouble you for a napkin while you're out there.
Well,
since
how about
I'm in such mess. Or a big cup.
something.
Anything.
Yeah, I'll bring it back with me.
Before everyone leaves, yeah, sign a piece of paper and then I'll tack it onto my.
Well, now that I know how you vote, I don't know.
Yeah, that's entirely okay. You know.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna be myself, and you
I'm
know.
kidding.
But yeah, the more signatures I get, and then hopefully I'll get the vote, and then I can represent the members along with. We have a great member representative, also Peter. He does a great job.
Yeah, I was here for the vote for that one.
Yeah.
I voted him in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He originally, when I asked about the position, I was like, I'm not replacing. Well, the position is not replacing Peter because I didn't even want it. I was like, I'm not gonna try that because he's doing such a great job. They say no, another position opened up. So I was like, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, public access, the last frontier for any individual to express themselves without any you don't have to go to the bank first of all. Well, thank you.
No, but I
And-
would like to have an ID card from here because nobody believes we belong to
That's a
us.
great idea.
I'll make one.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I've got
An
a
official-
software program. I'll come up with a.
That's
They're working
Okay.
on a URTV business card. Pat was talking
Good,
about.
good.
And once
awesome.
I'll talk to her about the business card, and then we can convert that into an ID card.
Good.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah.
believe it or not, I mean,
And we got membership numbers. We got.
I
I
saw
mean, we have all this-
Jonathan had a business card. Have you seen his?
the URT business card.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what we're working on. But we'll just convert that into a membership
okay,
card. I'll talk to
that'd be
Pat.
great because there's a lot of venues around here that, even though they know what URTV
Yeah.
is, they don't think that anybody actually records anything.
Oh yeah.
You have
Yeah,
a
just
hard
for-
time. You don't expect backstage
There it
passes.
is. Show it.
like press credentials.
Check it out, man.
I'm
You know,
with,
it's-
I'm
that's
with
awesome.
URTV. Yeah, nice guys.
Okay.
Nice.
Good heavy
And
stuff.
we'll
Yeah.
make membership cards out of them. But then we have how many members do we have? Over 600.
Official, official intern cards, or
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So folks, sign up, become a member, and eventually you get a card.
I think
I like the back.
The back is
Ew.
beautiful. Look at that.
Might not show
Read it,
up
what-
there.
Gives them-
Tell them what it says.
Building community dialogue with do-it-yourself TV. Your TV.
Now, even though he's left us, I think John was trying to get a ball rolling. So I'll just keep talking on around the subject of impeachment.
Talking around it. Not at
Not about it.
I am unsure as to what I mean, the way Bush has, in my opinion, failed this country in a lot of glaring ways. I'm still not sure whether or not, in the long run, something like a fight like impeachment is going to do good for this country or not.
Yeah.
Now, personally, why isn't Osama bin Laden's head on a stick by now? I mean, that in and of itself, that should be it, right there. Guy's head should be on a platter, and it's not. I mean, that to me is a failure.
Spend billions, you would expect
Yeah.
that result at least.
Yeah, his head should be on a stick, in a platter, in a little cement cell, never going anywhere again,
Who's that?
something like that. Osama bin
Which
Laden.
poker card was he? Which
Yeah.
you may want to hand it
And
out a
he's
little
not-
focus.
and that to me, that in and of itself should be unforgivable.
Bush got
Never mind
fixed.
the debate about anything else that's going on.
Bush got fixated on Iraq, and that took the emphasis away from Osama.
Well, I'm not like, I've gone over this with John before. I'm not gonna debate any conspiracy theories about who took the tower down,
No.
but I do think
You can
that
watch
they
it on
wanted
TV.
to go into Iraq before then, and there it was, the perfect excuse.
Yeah.
As opposed to taking care of what needed to be taken care of.
I think on the premises of, if we all went into court and we perjured ourselves, okay, we'd be responsible for our actions, and we've been perjured too on many levels, and never, no action has been taken. So, it's proven that what we were told was not true. The evidence from the war was not documented, not accurate. There were a lot of things that were, officially told to us that were not accurate, and that's not too good. That's not too good.
Personally, on the whole war on terror thing, I think if you're going to commit that many troops, put 140,000 troops into Afghanistan, do whatever you had to do to get Osama bin Laden,
Yeah.
say to the world, this is what happens when you mess with us, we're going home, have a nice day. And that, I think, would have been a more powerful message than what we're doing now.
Yeah, but anytime you interfere with another society, you have to be careful, because you can't just make a dent and pull out, because then there's a void, and then there's humanitarian issues.
I'm
there's
thinking,
there's nothing good about taking an imperialistic or coming in and raiding a country or fighting in a country, or there's really nothing positive about trying to change a society's ways. It's real. You can do justice by.
With
but
the society like the Taliban, it was like
yeah, you can do justice. You can do justice by bringing that to attention, bringing it to whole courts, and and that sort of thing. But just saying we're going to go in and we're going to kick your butt and take a bunch of troops and then pull out when it's done, you can't do that, because then there's a void.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really,
well, you gotta see that we stayed in Germany. We're still there.
We're still in Korea.
Yeah.
We're still in
Yeah.
Korea. That's the hottest
Still in
spot. People
Germany.
don't understand. We have thousands and thousands of troops constantly in Korea.
Yeah,
We're on guard there all the time.
But we have so little presence in Afghanistan anyway that it's not like, I think, if we had gone in and gone out, much would have changed. The point is not so much to try and change the culture as much as make a symbolic gesture. If we had gotten Osama bin Laden and gotten him quickly, I think it would have created a greater sense of, we would have actually looked tough, we would have looked invincible, we would have looked like, oh wow, we can't pull this off, as opposed to being in a quagmire in Iraq that is slowly, steadily making us look weaker.
And the dude was the head Taliban guy, this Muhammad Omar. We've never gotten him.
Yeah,
either.
he got away too.
The one-eyed sheikh.
Yeah.
What's your opinion?
Momentary pause.
I've been getting tea water.
Oh yeah, we put that in there, okay.
Put the
But
tea water
the
in
process is
pot.
always there, and that's good. I mean, if you're not happy, I think you can always voice your opinion, and I think in numbers, because we're still a voter orientated society, and elected officials still have to be voted in. They still have to have approval, even local, state, So if you're not happy with an issue, you can, like there's that show being recorded tonight about the zoning. People are not happy about the zoning. Their voice is going to be heard, and in numbers, and if the voice gets out and communicated, then there will be changes made, because ultimately your elected officials are representing your voice. Community voice is what's good for you and your community. So there's always a check and balance there. I think. I don't think. I mean, it's frustrating. It's not an easy thing. There's a lot of fight that needs to go into your issue if you want to change something, and there's a lot of fright also because you're bucking against a system that maybe has a lot of power and doesn't. But the option to do that is there. It's always there.
Communication's important.
Communication,
just like this program, bringing things to light.
Bringing things,
maybe
especially
more than
public
one
access.
person.
I mean, people coming down and talking.
I think
about
public access is very important.
Yeah.
I was going to say, finish off that little teapot. Anybody who's low on tea, let's. We have cards here on the table.
We were talking about membership cards, and I was saying URTV just came out with these cards, and we can convert them into member cards, so that every member has a little card.
Intern.
And then Jonathan has a
Yeah.
card, and
That's the new design. I think they came up
With
with.
do-it-yourself TV.
Do-it-yourself TV. Yeah.
he was talking about ID badges,
Yeah.
and thought that might be a.
These things
nice
feel thick.
program.
These things
Yeah.
feel thick enough to have an electronic circuit in them of some sort,
A little chip to track you.
Tracking you
or control you. To be mind
that's
control.
Tracking TV.
Yes.
So we give every member a card, and then.
I will.
Let me try some of the little stuff that you only dribbled there, Matt. Can you grab me that bottle? Okay. Is there any left? Yeah,
All right, you saved a lot for you since you only
Say what?
that's
Yep.
good.
Well, it's gotta be.
That's good. Is that all of it? Is there any
Pretty
left?
much. There's a few drops. You want the drops? There we go.
But I have a whole new pot coming up right here, the big pot. Well, I think that big pot will probably get us through to the end.
Believe so.
I think it's been a good tea party. Did you like, I promised you it would be good tea. Did you like the tea?
It was very good.
Okay.
Well made.
Okay.
With love, it looked like.
And we had really good goodies too. Yeah. I'm talking like the tea party's not over yet.
Yeah, no.
Did
What time is it anyway? How much time we
So,
got?
if I'm ever invited back, I'll bring some donuts.
Okay, cool. Donuts, absolutely, donuts, yes.
And
no, we've got more than 30
Yeah,
minutes.
You're fond of saying it really doesn't get good to the last half hour, so it can.
It's just now it's
every
time.
2
Now
minutes.
it's time to.
It's time to really get
It's
started.
time to start getting good. All right.
Did anyone catch there was a documentary on about the Swannanoa Railroad? And
That's a good one, isn't it?
That was excellent
Swannanoa Tunnel.
programming. Yeah,
The
that was
Swannanoa
just
Tunnel. Really?
awesome. It was on I guess last week. I saw it a couple
Yeah,
of times.
they've run
was
it several
yeah.
times.
And you don't realize it, but this area, Asheville, was completely cut off. You couldn't get here
Right.
until that tunnel was built and finished. And
When was that?
what year was that?
It's like early 1900s.
This- They started at the end of the 1800s.
Yeah.
And were interrupted by the Civil War,
Oh, okay.
and then finished it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that
It's one
lets
of
you
the
know.
steepest grades coming up